We're live again. Unarmed robber. I'm back. Oh, right. Studio. Stufio. There we go. I think so. Yeah! We back. All right. Oh wait. Frick, I forgot I already had it. Studio. Yeah, that's Studio. Yes, animation. Here it is. Here is the animation. I need to open up Moon real quick. Where'd it go? Oh my god, I thought Moon was already in here. I thought Moon was already in here. Isn't script. Not in here. This animation is peak though, but it's just not working. Whoa, what? Alright, now I think we gotta move this stuff down. I just realized that, yeah. There it is! Animation. Alright, here it is. This was 43 keyframes in like 30 minutes. That is what 36 keyframes does for me. Is that 46? 43, actually. Yeah, 43. R6. There it is. We need to... We are going to... swear... Alright. What? These keyframes... We can just ignore. Or wait, maybe we can... Actually, just move the body forward. What? Why? I'm dying. No, I'm not okay. Alright, for now we need to focus on the torso. And then moving forward rig. And yes, I am using R6 rigs. I cannot deal with those freaking R15 rigs. They're like impossible to work with. R6 rigs are just like impossible to work with. I'm trying to make his head like bounce like up and down, so it looks more like cinematic. So it looks more like he has 50,000 bags on his body. Why are his arms not moving? This freaking sucks, bro. Yes. I'm gonna have to do it again. What am I doing? I'm just doing stuff over and over again. So unfair. I'm gonna force this down so it looks fairer. It is the first keyframe of it. First 6 keyframes, that is. I don't use R15 rigs because they're like impossible for a beginner like me. If you're a beginner and you're new to Moon, then you know that you have to use R6. Otherwise, your animation is gonna suck dookie. My mom is here. I'm going to explode now. Hey! 12 keyframes and it already looks better. Smoother. It's better. Oh, she's playing one-armed robber. Well, I didn't know that. I'm gonna go big back on some food, so you guys get YouTube video. Yeah? So guys, we're gonna do 100 days. Dream Demon. All right, bye guys.
Extreme Demons. They are the absolute highest difficulty a Geometry Dash level can get, and one of the hardest challenges in all of gaming. And I had the brilliant idea of forcing myself to play them for 100 days in a row. I surely wouldn't regret this, right? No! John Wick! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! I fumbled. I started clicking like what? No! So you may be wondering, Vortrox, Why would you do this to yourself? And the answer to that is addiction. Even if you've only beaten the first Geometry Dash level, you remember the feeling of happiness and triumph you got upon finally completing it. And if you went any further than that, you know that the rush continued with every level you beat. Now imagine the feeling you could get from beating a level from the hardest difficulty in the game after years of grinding. Am I dreaming? 55,129 attempts went into this moment. And I'll tell ya, Geometry Dash's addictive nature really kicked in with this completion because I wanted more. So it got me thinking, what if I challenged myself to grind Extreme Demons for 100 days in a row with no off days? How many could I beat? How much better at the game could I get? Would I start to hate both Geometry Dash and myself by the end of the challenge? I don't know. But what I do know is that challenges need goals. So I made a list of 3 that I wanted to try to accomplish. Number 1, I want to beat at least 20 Extreme Demons by the end of this challenge. Number 2, I want to beat a new hardest Extreme Demon. And number 3, at least try to enjoy myself. The truth is, I love Geometry Dash, and I have plenty of unique stories and lessons to tell from each Extreme Demon I picked for this challenge, so I hope that both me and you can gain something from this video. With that being said, let's do this! Yo, who is ready to watch me grind Extreme Demons for the next 100 days? My first Extreme Demon I'm going to be playing is a level with a lot of history behind it. It's a very cool level with a very cool song that I've been wanting to beat for a very long time, and it's at the bottom of the first page of most downloaded Extreme Demons. It is The Ultimate Phase by Andromeda GMD. I've always thought this level was cool, so I'm excited to try this out. Let's take this into practice mode. So the Ultimate Phase starts off like suspiciously easy. Like, this is how the level reels you in. Like, it starts off easy, so you're like, oh, it's an easy Extreme Demon. But trust me, it gets worse. It gets worse. This ship part is not too bad. Very easy stuff here. And then this UFO is not bad at all either. And then, out of nowhere, asymmetrical duel. Because every Extreme Demon needs an asymmetrical duel, right? That makes everything in life harder. I don't know why. That's just... You're gonna see that a lot during this 100 days. You're gonna see a lot of asymmetrical duels that are probably gonna make me get really angry. There we go. There we go. And then after the asymmetrical duel, it's a pretty chill part. It's just some UFO gameplay, you know, doable stuff. It's like a pretty easy UFO part. And then again, asymmetrical duel, because you need 2 apparently. You need 2 asymmetrical duels in a level. I think 0 is more than enough, but I guess the creators in this level did not care about that. As you can see, I am already quite frustrated by these asymmetrical duels. So many great Extreme Demons are ruined by this type of gameplay, and if you don't know what I mean, allow me to briefly explain. Symmetrical duel gameplay consists of 2 of the same game mode doing the same thing at the same time, so you can really just focus on one icon since the other one doesn't really matter in this case. Then, we have asymmetrical duel gameplay. This is when both of your icons start doing different things, but are still controlled by the same input. This forces you to focus on both icons at once, which is very hard for the human brain to do, and in Geometry Dash, requires way more practice than any other type of gameplay. The asymmetrical duels in the Ultimate Phase aren't too bad, but trust me, these duels will come back to haunt me in the future. Oh my god! Anyways, when beating Extreme Demons, I found that the most efficient strategy to make fast progress is by beating them backwards. Instead of playing from 0 and dying over and over to the same things, what you should be doing is placing a start position at different points in the level. That way you can practice it backwards. You'd probably want to start around 90%, that way you could spend time mastering the final section of the level to hopefully prevent any super late deaths. Then move on to 80 to 100%, 70 to 100%, and so on. This sets you up to already have learned how to play the entire level. That way when you do start playing from 0, you have a high chance of making big progress. Hopefully. So naturally, I began with going for an 87 to 100% run on the Ultimate Phase, which includes a pretty which includes a pretty simple ship part and then the final cube. Boom, 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 boom. Dang it, man. Why am I dying at the last clicks? Chat, this is not a good sign. I'm not even gonna lie. If, like, I could not die to these clicks. This is... Dude, why do I keep... No! Why do I keep dying to these clicks? No! For whatever reason, I just kept dying to this final cube part while going for this run. These clicks just have the most awkward pacing ever, and it kept throwing me off. Let's just hope this won't be a bad omen for later. But sticking to the beat 'em backwards strategy, which is what I'm gonna call it now, BEB for short, I moved on to 83 to 100%, which now includes this wave part made by none other than Cyclic. You may recognize him as the creator of Sonic Wave, formerly the hardest wave-based level ever made. Pretty fitting that he made the hardest wave part in this level. Like, it's not that bad, it's just like, it makes me like nervous I'm gonna die here, you know? Like, this seems like the type of thing I would die to, you know what I'm saying? The first one's easy, this one's weird, and then the third one's probably the toughest. But I mean, I'm getting through it, so I guess it's not that bad. But I was able to get that run without too much struggle, which now brought me to 71%. Lugia's part. This is the first part that seriously challenged me, because it features some very unusual ship gameplay. Let's do 70 to 100. This ship part is known for being like one of the hardest parts of the level, so I definitely want to practice up on this. It's like pretty much this specific one right here, like right here, here. Those are the hard parts. The rest is not bad. And the exceedingly hard ship gameplay doesn't stop there. Mojako's part immediately after features a tight mini ship maze that is very unforgiving to any miscalculations of your momentum. If you hold ever so slightly too long, you will die. Like, I feel like this is probably the hardest ship part. There's like a lot of things that could go wrong with it, you know what I mean? But once again, I surprisingly got this run down pretty fast as well. After beating levels like Stereo Extremeness and Bloodbath, I think I became a pretty decent ship player. But now for 51%. While my previous Extreme Demon completions prepared me for things like hard ship gameplay and tight wave gaps, nothing prepared me for the spam I was gonna have to do in Zobros' part. We gotta practice the waves, the freaking spam. Like, I can't overstate, like, how fast this spam is. Like, it's hard to do it justice by watching it. Like, this right here is so fast. Are y'all hearing my clicks? Like, bro, I don't even know I can spam that fast until I played this level. I've never played a level that required you to click this fast. It forced me to use 2 fingers, which isn't exactly easy when your clicking key has a width of about 0.5 inches. And it's not your typical spam either. After jitter clicking through these pink orbs, you have to immediately prepare to time these blue orbs perfectly. The transition from spam clicks to timed clicks took a lot of practice to get right. There we go. But once again, I got the 51 to 100% run surprisingly fast. Yo! What was that? Wait, that was, I just got 51 to 100%. I've been streaming for half an hour. Bro, this is about to be a short stream if I beat this. What the heck? I was honestly impressing myself with how fast I was making progress. But of course, all good things must come to an end, because it was time to practice the asymmetrical duels.
Your perfect domain is out there. Go to Wix and make it yours. Claim your space online. Own your name, your brand, your breakthrough. And the rest just clicks. It all starts with a domain. What's yours?
I started with the one at 30%, which I found out was possible if you just spammed really fast and prayed. Alright, let's do this duel. Like, should I, like, chat, should I, like, learn how to actually do it, or should I just do my spam strat? I mean, if it's not broken, why fix it, you know what I mean? Like, literally, the strategy for this one, I literally just spam click and it usually works. That's my strategy with this part. Right, like, literally that duel, you literally just spam and it works. I love that duel. Little did I know that this strategy was very inconsistent and would come to bite me in the butt later. But for now, my ego was starting to inflate because I felt like I was just breezing through this level. Ooh, 30 to 81. Not bad. Chat, I swear to God, this is an Extreme Demon. I don't know why I'm making progress so fast. I'm just like cracked right now. The only really hard part to practice was the first asymmetrical duel at 17%. And boy, is this a choke point. Yeah, I made fast progress with the rest of this level. This is gonna be like the hurdle. It took me 23 whole minutes just to practice this singular 5-second long part. This duel was so hard that I ended up using Speed Hack to analyze every click to try to understand what was happening. I almost spent the same amount of time practicing this part as I did getting through the entire last half of the level complete in one run. Are you starting to see why I don't like asymmetrical duels? When your goal is to beat as many Extreme Demons as fast as possible, the last thing you want is a duel that takes forever to learn. But once I mostly learned how to do that part, I thought it was time to start playing from zero. Alright, let's just play from zero and see what happens. Honestly, because I practiced each part individually, so like, maybe, hypothetically, I could get some good runs. Let's do this. And shortly after, I got to 18%, where I immediately died to the first asymmetrical duel. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't even click. Why'd I die? Alright, well, we got to the asymmetrical duel from zero. 18%, not bad, shot, not bad. But don't worry. Literally 1 minute later, I got through that entire duel. And died immediately after. 24%! We got through the asymmetrical duel. That's like literally the hardest part. So the fact we did that already is a pretty good sign. Let's just keep playing from 0, actually. Imagine I get like a crazy fluke. Maybe this was just a case of beginner's luck, but I was truly impressed with myself by how fast I was making progress. Getting the entire last half of the level down to 1 run and passing the hardest part from 0 in just 1 hour is wild for an extreme demon. And to be fair, this level's not as hard as other levels I beat in like Sakup and Hell and Bloodbath, but it's still an extreme demon. My luck would continue over the next 2 hours where I slowly got higher and higher records, eventually landing a nice new best of 46%, which contained both of the asymmetrical duels. 46%, I'll take it. That was a new best though, I'll take that, 46%. We could do better though. And remember that whole beat 'em backwards strategy that I mentioned earlier? Well, now was my time to finally prove that was a valid strategy. Considering I already had the second half of the level completed in 1 run, I was hoping I'd have a good chance at fluking the level. And fluke it I did. 2.5 hours into the stream, I finally got past my previous best of 46%. And then I just kept going. I didn't die to Zobros' part, I made it through Fendexi and Crack's parts, I even got past Lugia and Majako's parts without dying. Now it was time for Cyclic. Could I make it through the wave gaps without choking? It appears I did, and the rest of the level is easy. Now just to... No! 90? I wanna beat it! I wanna beat it! Oh my god. 90%. On the very first day of the challenge, I got a 90% fail on an extreme demon. What a way to start things off. I was hoping to start this challenge off on a high note, proving that I'm a really capable player who could slay these extreme demons like nothing. But no, of course not, because I'm a player with no nerve control, and I have to die past 90% on everything I play. I got past all the hard stuff, and I died to that. Oh! My nerve control problem is definitely something I'm going to want to address later on in this challenge, but for now, I'm just going to introduce this counter that'll count every time I die past 90% on an extreme demon. Feel free to make a prediction of what you think this counter will be at by the end of the video, because this is far from the last time you'll be seeing, what should I name him? Let's name him Patrick. That counter's name is now Patrick. Day 1 ended pretty badly, but oh well. Tomorrow is another day. Surely day 2 would be better. Gotta be honest, day 2 wasn't going great. Remember before when I said that just spamming and praying wasn't a very reliable strategy? Well, that really came into fruition every time I got to the 30% duel from 0. Dude, oh my... Ah! I hate that duel! That duel sucks! Why would you make gameplay like that? Like, who made this part? But finally, I did get past that wretched duel. And I kept going, gosh darn it. Finally, after hours of bad luck, I got 89%. Alright, so now I've had 2 deaths in the final part of the level. Surely it wouldn't happen a 3rd time. No! But thankfully, my bad luck would now come to an end. Literally 5 minutes later, this happened. Bro, why does my eye feel weird? Ultimate Phase, day 1. Wait, no, day 3, I'm sorry, but Extreme Demon number 1. Yo, we beat it. Yo.
Married to Medicine is back,
And we're gonna have a good time.
and they've got drama down to a science.
You dogs our whole family. Leave my kids out of your mouth. The shade is real, baby.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
With the ultimate phase out of the way, it was now time to start my next extreme demon, Red World by Sari. This is one of the oldest extreme demons in the game, featuring some of the hardest ship gameplay ever created for its time, and being credited with the invention of the Swing Copter, a custom game mode made out of a dual ball paired with blue orbs, which actually made its way into the game 10 years later as the Swing game mode, which we all know and kind of love. Back in 2014, Geometry Dash gameplay was still relatively simple, so playing this now you'll find that the level is very straightforward. You have some ball gameplay, tight ship gameplay, a custom swing copter mode, more ship gameplay, more swing copter, and then finally, more ship gameplay. Except for some reason in the last 5% of the level, it randomly becomes 10 times harder than the rest of the level. So like I keep saying, this ship is evil. It's like the weirdest, most awkward ship part I've ever done in my life. So for this level, it was even more important that I practice it backwards, because the last half of the level is way harder than the first half. Originally, I thought this level was just poorly balanced, but looking back, I think it's actually intentional. The level starts off with a pretty easy ship part, and an easy introduction to the brand new Swing Copter custom game mode they made. And as the level goes on, both the ship parts and swing parts become progressively harder, until you get to the final 15%, which truly puts your new skills to the test with the hardest swing part yet, followed by the extremely hard ship as the finale. That actually totally makes sense from a game design standpoint. I mean, it starts off easy and then it gets progressively harder, just like any video game ever. I am sorry I ever doubted you, Red World. Anyways, I wasn't having the best luck with getting runs in the later half of the level, but after practicing each part individually, I decided to start playing from zero just for fun. And I pretty much immediately got a 40% run. Okay, we got 40 though, we got 40. I hit one of the blue orbs and you are not supposed to hit the blue orbs, but I somehow survived. That was actually kind of crazy, but hey, 40%, we did it. Followed by a 60% run soon after. 60? Okay, what? Okay. Again, the second half of this level is way harder, so don't be deceived, but wait. 60% is kind of crazy. How long have I been streaming? It was at that point where I really knew that the last half of the level is what I needed to focus on from here on out. So I got to work, trying my hardest to get a 57 to 100% run, which would mean I had the level down to 2 runs. Not gonna lie, it took me over 2 hours to fully understand the swing parts, because that was a game mode I was just not used to. Even the tight ship parts gave me some issues, namely the last 5% of course. I got 57 to 98% runs so many times before I finally got the 57 to 100% run I'd been striving for. Now that I finally got the level down to 2 runs, I decided to start playing from zero again. My next record would be an amazing 79%, where I actually died to a bug. It turns out that the creator decided to put a cube portal about 1 step before the ball portal for literally no reason. And usually this doesn't matter since you'll become a cube for a split second and then hit the ball portal right after. But if you're really unlucky, there is a small chance that you'll hit the ball portal first and then become a cube after, which completely ruins the swing copter part. I seriously can't think of one reason why this cube portal has to be here. And then, I can't even make this up, I died to another bug, this time at 85%. I'm gonna play this clip and I want you to listen to my clicks very closely. I clicked! Why did it not go up? I literally clicked the ball and it didn't go up. You heard that click, right? I've watched this clip back so many times and I still have no idea what happened. Once again, just a case of bad luck, I guess. To be fair, considering it was my first day playing Red World, I was really happy with my progress. I was also really enjoying the experience of playing one of the first Extreme Demons ever created. It's amazing what this level eventually inspired later down the line in the history of Geometry Dash. This level is so old that you couldn't even use custom songs yet. You could only use the main level songs that were available. And at the time, Clubstep was one of the final levels and the only official demon. I expected this level to take a little bit longer than the Ultimate Phase, since I felt like the last half was genuinely really difficult for me. Especially the final swing copter and ship part, which I was really scared for. Honestly, even though my personal best was 85% right now, if I were to somehow pass that final ship without dying and beat the level, I would honestly consider that a fluke. Having the final couple seconds of gameplay be exponentially harder than the rest of the level is evil work. And knowing me, with my terrible luck and bad nerve control, it would be a miracle if I could beat it today. Hey, why is this clip still going?
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation, where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality, right now.
It's not too late to outgrow the family hairline. Through Hims, you can break the cycle and get the thicker, fuller hair of your dreams. Genetics started it, but our range of personalized treatments can help you get ahead of it. Stop hair loss and regrow your hair in just 3 to 6 months with doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil. See why 79% of customers say they wish they started treatment through Hims earlier. Take control of your own hair destiny. Start today at hims.com.
What? I didn't think I was gonna beat it. What? I beat Red World. Red World. It's true.
Yay!
On day 5, I knew I wanted to play a level that is very special to me, and after beating Red World in one day, what? I wanted to try something much harder. It would be an Extreme Demon created by perhaps my favorite creator in the game, Carmel, formerly known as Crazy Man 50. Carmel was one of the most legendary and creative people to ever touch the Geometry Dash editor. All of his levels featured unique themes and even more unique gameplay that you just didn't see in the early days of Geometry Dash. Looking at his levels now, you can see that the art is definitely aged, and much more visually impressive levels have come out since then, but playing during Carmel's prime was really just something special. You could tell that he was ahead of his time as a creator, and everybody was always looking forward to the next Carmel level. I vividly remember watching all of his levels on my iPad when I was a little kid, at least once a week, but unfortunately, pretty much all of his levels were Extreme Demons, which little old me was not capable of. But now, I am a different man. I've slayed 2 Extreme Demons in 4 days, and I am now ready to experience his levels as they are meant to be experienced. And I would start with one of my favorite levels of all time. This level featured some of the most unique gameplay ever made in 2017, which many find awkward and unfun, while others love it. I guess we were gonna see what I thought soon. If there's one thing I think we can all agree on, it's that this part is iconic. This level absolutely nails it with the music sync. All of the gameplay connects to the song so perfectly. But once I got to the end of my initial practice run, I remembered one small hiccup that this level has. Oh! Alright, not good. 99%. This final orb timing has claimed the lives of dozens of players. Now, I was doing pretty good with it at first, but the only time this click actually matters is when we were playing from 0. I did not want to see new best 99% at any point during this challenge. So chat, what do you think are the odds that I die at 99% in this level? I actually made progress on the second half of the level really fast, which I was happy about. Hey, there we go, 69 to 100, that easy. That wasn't bad. Wait a minute, that was not bad at all. That is 40% of the level, not bad. This gave me a false sense of security though, because as I would soon find out, the first half is significantly harder. It features ball timings that challenge Bloodbath, some of the most confusing cube parts of all time, and finally, the most fun UFO gameplay I've ever played. Doesn't mean it's easy though, don't get me wrong. While I easily got 46 to 100% on Heartbeat, okay, not bad. Yeah, that was 46 to 100. I could barely make any good progress in the first half. Even the first cube was giving me issues because these jumps are all way harder than they look, on top of being nearly invisible. I grinded for 3.5 hours, and I only got one decent run from 0. What? Why did the top ball go down? Can somebody clip that? I need to see that. Considering this is the hardest extreme demon I've played so far in this challenge, I say I did pretty good for my first day of practice. On day 6, I just kept grinding from 0, trying to get consistent at all the spam and timing in the cube parts, and actually got some pretty decent runs. I got 40%, 43%, and finally 65%. What? Dang it, I literally could have got farther. 65 though, 65, whatever. Which meant I had the level down to 2 runs. I couldn't close the gap that day though, so I just decided to take a break and wait for day 7 to play anymore. By day 7, I was getting really frustrated with all the cube nonsense at the beginning, but I pushed through anyways. I already had 65% as my record, so I know I could do it. I was still thinking about that 99% click though. If I died there, I'd probably lose my mind. But for the first time ever, I made it through the entire wave from 0, which took me to the 70% ship, which I unfortunately died to pretty quick at 72%, and then 73% not long after. Well, new best by 1%. Yo, that was literally the attempt after, holy crap. But hey, at least I was getting more consistent. I practiced the final robot and cube part a lot, so I was really just hoping that I wouldn't die anywhere past 80%. Especially you, 99%. Please spare me. And then, this happened. Oh my god, I literally clicked a little bit too late. Whatever. My mistake. Whatever. Please. Yes! We didn't die at 99%. Oh my gosh. Heartbeat complete. Heartbeat complete with 3 coins. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to beat this level for a very long time. I've always thought it was a really cool level, so I'm happy that finally, like, I'm able to beat one of my favorite levels, so it's a good feeling. I've always loved this level. The gameplay is very, Carmal. But overall, that was enjoyable, except the first 20% of the level, but everything beyond that was very fun. But yeah, wow, we beat Heartbeat. Hype.
Take what you do best and create a website that's worthy of it. With AI website creation from Wix, every click is an opportunity to shape your brand, fine-tune your design, generate content in seconds, and showcase what you love so others will love it too. It's your business, your website. You do it yourself on Wix.
I wasn't really sure about what Extreme Demon I should play next, so I decided to leave it to Democracy.
I love democracy.
To my surprise, Accu won. Accu is known for being the best starter Extreme Demon in the game, due to it being one of the only low-end Extreme Demons that are actually balanced. But I never actually played it, and apparently a majority of my chat wanted to see it happen, so here we go. Since Accu was actually balanced, there's not really any notable choke points I can talk about, or any triumphs I had to overcome, but I did learn one very interesting thing about Geometry Dash, and it's the concept of skill-based levels versus learny levels. 2 categories I feel like all Extreme Demons can fit into. Skill-based levels often include things like straight fly, tight timings, and wave spam, skills you can build up and keep with you as you pursue new levels. Meanwhile, a learny level is a level that nobody could really sight read. You're forced to practice all the individual timings and learn how the level works just like everybody else. A good example of a skill-based Extreme Demon is honestly Red World, a demon I beat just a few days ago. This level is mostly just straight fly, some swing copter challenges, and yeah, that's pretty much it actually. I've practiced straight fly a lot before, so it was a skill I already built up before starting Red World, which allowed me to make fast progress in the level since the only thing I really had to learn was the swing copter custom game mode. Whereas with Accu, it doesn't matter what skills you've already built up, you still have to learn all of the orb timings, speed changes, and the fast game mode switches that are unique to this level and this level only. This is the best analogy I can come up with. Learny levels like Accu are like a test at school. You spend time memorizing all of the stuff you need to know, complete the test, and then move on with your life. A lot of times you end up not even using the stuff you memorized. Skill-based levels like Red World are like sports. You can keep using all of those skills you've developed through training and keep it with you as you play other things, whether you're a basketball player, a soccer player, or in our case, a Geometry Dash Extreme Demon grinder. Hopefully that all made sense and I wasn't yapping for nothing. As it would turn out for Accu, I spent about 1.5 hours straight just trying to learn all of the gameplay, barely getting any decent runs aside from a nice 63 to 100% run. Then after I spent all that time learning how to play every part, I finally decided to start playing from zero. Alright chat, should we play from zero? I'm not like an expert at the level yet, but I think we should just see what happens, you know? And only 30 minutes later, I already got 66% from zero. 66! 66%! We're doing good, we're doing good, let's keep it up. Now that I've actually played Accu myself, I can finally see why it's such a perfect level to go for as your first Extreme Demon. Levels like Red World and Cataclysm are very easy Extreme Demons, but they require you to already know skills like straight fly and tight wave gameplay, skills you have to practice for a long time to get good at, like a sport. That's why those 2 levels are really hard for new players. Meanwhile, Accu is a level anybody can beat if they're just willing to memorize all of the orb timings and quirks in the gameplay. On day 9, I got a new best of 76% after just 20 minutes of streaming. What? I literally clicked, bro. I clicked. Alright, 76%. 76%. Not bad. Not bad at all. And then I died there an extra 2 times for whatever reason. 76 again? Why? I honestly don't know why that happened, because it's not like 76% of some crazy choke point or anything like that. It's literally just like some orbs. But then 1 hour into the stream, I finally got a stroke of luck and passed that evil 76% part where you just have to jump and click an orb. Woo! We beat AQ! We beat AQ! And I did not die at 85% somehow. I'm amazed by that. I am amazed by that. I beat AQ. That was, wow. That is a great level. That is just an amazing level. Like, for anybody thinking to do this for their first Extreme Demon, which I know a lot of you are, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it.
Switch to TurboTax. File free in the app by 2/28. All 100% free. Now this is taxes.
Once again, I left it to decide what Extreme Demon I should play next, and in a landslide victory, Dark Odyssey won. I've always loved watching videos of this level because it just progresses so naturally and has so much variety, while still maintaining that recognizable style created by none other than Jonathan GD. Now, Jonathan GD is known for making some of the longest levels in Geometry Dash. His shortest demons start at 3 minutes long, which is already insane, then go on to 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and even 6 minutes long in the case of Dark Odyssey. I had no idea what I was about to get myself into, but ignorance is bliss, and I was happy to get started at least. The first half of this level is honestly super chill. It begins with a calm, nature-filled introduction, moves on to a cool robot part, a randomized factory section, a glitchy ship part, and then you reach 50%, where an entire level's worth of asymmetrical duel gameplay randomly shows up. Putting something this hard at the exact halfway point in a 6-minute long level is nasty work. You have to get through 3 minutes of gameplay just to get here, and if you do get lucky enough to pass it, you still have to lock in for another 3 minutes. Oh, and let me not forget to mention, there is another asymmetrical duel at 75%, and this one's even harder. Then after that asymmetrical duel, you still have to lock in on an 11-second long straight fly section. Yeah, again, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. The beginning is easy enough to where I was actually able to get through half the level after about 3 hours of grinding. I immediately died in the duel, of course, but hey, at least I got there. 53, I'll take it. That was my goal. I wanted to get halfway through the level. On day 11, I got a new best of 59%, once again dying in that asymmetrical duel. 59, I'll take it. Good enough. I also decided to put a bigger emphasis on practicing the second half of the level. That way I could hopefully prevent myself from dying at like 80% and wasting 5 minutes of my life. I managed to get a decent run of 63 to 100%, which starts immediately after the big asymmetrical duel and then carries you to the end of the level. I felt like I was making progress pretty slow because it's been 2 days and and I didn't even get the level down to 2 runs yet. But I guess I should have expected that with a 6-minute long level, especially one with an asymmetrical dual choke point midway through. Thankfully on day 12, I improved both of those runs, scoring a 63% record from 0, and then later a 52 to 100% run. Okay. 50 to 100, thank God. I was really disappointed about that 63% death, because I finally got through the insane asymmetrical duel in the middle of the level, just to die immediately after. I was hoping to pass that duel again today, but unfortunately it just didn't seem like it was gonna happen. We now find ourselves at day 13, my 4th day in a row of playing Dark Odyssey, and at this point I was starting to get really frustrated. It had already set in that I made a mistake picking up an extra long level to play during a challenge where the whole purpose is to beat as many extreme demons as fast as possible, but I was already in too deep to quit now. It felt like I was spending an eternity on this level, because I was already 4 streams deep and still could barely do that evil asymmetrical duel in the middle of the level. But for once, I actually got lucky. I may or may not have fluked the level from 63%. I want to quit already. I want to quit. I want to end the stream. I want to end the stream. I want to end the stream. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Absolutely extraordinary.
It is a basketball party.
It's electric.
But how about those onions?
This is why we do this every morning.
You can feel the madness.
Heavily. Download now.
Halfway point again.
I chose the domain name joshharmon.tv because I think about my content like a little television show. I'm Josh Harmon. I'm a musician, content creator, and a sound effects artist. When the website came together, I had a similar feeling to how I feel when I've gotten that perfect take on one of my videos. I just like, oh my God, this is perfect.
Can you please just hear me out?
No, all work management platforms are the same.
Monday.com is the one you'll actually love to use. It lets you set up your workflows yourself. No admin, no long approval process. You're in charge. Did you see the dashboards? They update in real time from your team's day to day, so you're always in control.
No freaking way. I don't have to put the data in myself?
Are you for real? Monday.com handles all the boring stuff, so you can focus on what really matters.
You know what? I'm ready to fall in love again. Thanks, Talking Llama.
You don't remember my name, do you?
Of course I do.
Monday.com, the first work platform you'll love to use.
Can you guys see her? Can anyone see Elsie?
Yeah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, that was a fluke. That was actually a fluke from 63. Oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't die at the end. I'm so glad I didn't die at the end. I'm so glad. Oh my god, I'm about to start. My heart is beating like crazy. I feel like I just got done with the run, and my eyes are like tearing up because I didn't even click. This is a level that is meant to be watched, not played. This took me 4 days to beat, which is longer than any other Extreme Demon I've done so far, so. Oh my god, I'm so glad to finally be done with this. Now this next level is an Extreme Demon I played just to prove a point. Over the summer, I was at an event for YouTubers called VidCon.
Came through with hardcore thoughts. Hey yo, I transform into Vortron. Yeah!
And I stayed with a bunch of other Geometry Dash creators like SD Slayer, Moldy, and Tried. This dude SD Slayer has a weird obsession with an Extreme Demon called Allegiance. And I mean obsessed. This man SD Slayer has beaten Allegiance over 30 times. And you may be asking, why? And I have no idea. But at one point during VidCon, we all live streamed together. No! Oh, dude! I went too much to the right. Whoa, who's that? Who's that? And SD Slayer had the idea of trying to beat Allegiance in one attempt in front of us. And he actually did it.
Wait, that's crazy! Yeah! That's actually crazy, bro! What? But I actually can't believe I just did that, bro.
One attempt at an Extreme Demon! I always thought this level looked kinda hard, but now I just witnessed somebody one attempt it right in front of my face. So I knew that during these 100 days of Extreme Demons, I knew I had to beat it. So on day 14, I began my 5th Extreme Demon, Allegiance. As usual, I started by practicing the end of the level and working my way backwards. It didn't come to me as easily as it did for SD Slayer, but I did end stream with a good run of 61 to 100%. Yo! That was 61 to 100, not bad at all. Yo, the Pokemon Black and White background music was a strat after all. Then on day 15, I was rapidly improving. After spending some time learning each part of the level, I said, yo, I'm gonna play from zero, chat. Let's play from zero. And literally 10 minutes later, I got 61%. Yo, what? I got the level down to 2 runs and I was feeling confident that I'd be able to beat the level today. But let me just skip to the important stuff. I had a really good attempt where I got really close to beating it, but then had potentially the funniest fail possible on a demon with a Five Nights at Freddy's song. No, why did I click? Oh, I fumbled that transition.
Was that the bite of 87?
But it doesn't stop there. I somehow managed to get an even funnier death. Well, it's debatable if it's funny, but maybe for you it's funny. For me, it is certainly not. Let me explain why. It all has to do with the number 92. So back in the autumn of 2023, I was verifying my level Stereo Extremeness when I had a horrible fail at 92%. And then I died at 92% again. Are you oh my, I think I'm gonna... Then, in the summer of 2024, I had my worst fail ever. 92% on a level called Phobos. And that brings us now to the 100 Days of Extreme Demons challenge, where I find myself playing a level called Allegiance. And I would also soon be finding out that the saga of 92% deaths would continue. Just play the clip. Not 92%, anything but 92%, no! This death knocked me so silly that I started playing Roblox. More specifically, Murder Mystery 2. And something very important happened in this game of Murder Mystery 2. SD Slayer was actually in the game with me, my arch nemesis of Allegiance victors, and it just so happened that he was the murderer and I was the sheriff. I owed allegiance to these innocent citizens that SD Slayer was murdering, so I did what I had to do. I'm going in! Where'd he go? Come on, FBI, open up! I've never been this nervous in my life. Where'd he go? There he is! Yeah! We killed SD Slayer and got the dub, bro! Too easy, bro, too easy! Yo! And with that bullet to SD Slayer's head, I finally found the key to beating Allegiance. On the very next day, I beat Allegiance in just under an hour. Roll the clip.
Got a craving? Wing it. For as little as $6.99, get wings, a personal pan pizza, or a melt. Add a side, fries, or maybe wings. Dunk that fry. Just don't forget the wings. A combo for every taste. Order online or in the app.
Hey everybody, Walton Goggins here. Starting a business is never easy, but with GoDaddy Aero, that endeavor is about to become a whole lot easier.
Hey man, you got this.
Create a website that looks like you know what you're doing, even if you don't know what you're doing, because you're using a website that developed a tool that knows exactly what it's doing. It helps you design a logo. This is what we came up with. We put it here, we put it everywhere on our website, and we even put it right here. What I'm telling you, from one central command center, you can have all your social media empire operating. You're doing it all, everything, fast. Let's go, Daddy!
What the heck? This dude named Breadsticks YT just said, eat a breadstick.
I got no time.
Bro,
I got no time to live. I got no time to live and I can't say goodbye. And I'm regretting having memories of my friends who used to be beside me before they left me to die. And I know this is the truth, cause I've been staring at my desk so many times. These scary monsters roaming in the halls, I wish I could just block the doors and stay in bed until the clock will chime.
So my flashlight's on and stay up till dawn. I got this headache and my life's on the line. I felt like I won, but I wasn't done. The nightmare repeats itself every time. Got to keep my calm and carry on and stay awake until the sun will shine. But I'm not so strong and they're not gone. They're still out there to take what's left of mine.
I have this urge to kill. I have this urge to kill and show that I'm alive. I'm getting sick from these apologies from people with priorities, that their life matters so much more than my mind. But I'm stuttering again. No one will listen and no one will understand. Because I'm crying as much as I speak. No one can give me a shriek when I go back to when it all began. Hey, GG though.
Yes! Yo, we did it! We did it! We beat Allegiance! I did it for y'all, bro. I did it for y'all. Saif, man. Bro, Neon Wolf GT, bro. And look at all our quests complete, bro. Holy crap. On day 17, I would begin a level called Broken Signal by Grass. See, that looks stupid, but I promise you, when I edit the video of this, I'm gonna do like a cool glitchy effect on that and make it look cool, right? And to be completely honest with you, I did not like this level, and I feel really bad saying that because I don't know why. The visuals are stunning, the gameplay is pretty satisfying, and it syncs well with the song. Everything is good in this level. When I look back at my notes, I can tell that I was like nitpicking for small things that bothered me. For example, the tap indicators in this level are just completely misleading. I don't understand why the creator would even bother putting these in if you literally will die if you click on them. He needs to delete these indicators, bro. Delete the tap indicators. Egregious. Also, for some reason, this spider part has fixed hitboxes, which make it artificially more difficult, and I was pretty upset when I found out about this. There was also a moment where I died to the air. What did I die to? Dude, I swear to God, this level's so garbage. Oh my God. But again, no level is perfect. 2 kind of unfair deaths and some misleading tap indicators isn't the end of the world. I'd say that the only major issue this level has is the wave choke point at 30%. This is a huge spike in difficulty compared to the rest of the level, and I personally had a really hard time getting through it. This is also when I started to notice a bad trend that I did not like, and it's that a lot of extreme demons have wave choke points. But more on that later. After a higher than usual amount of rage... What did I die to? I'm ending the stream. I hate this level. I hate this level! I beat the level after about 4 days. I knew that was gonna happen, because that part sucks! And I apologize for your eyes in advance, because not only is this level very flashy, but also I recorded like with the wrong settings, and the bitrate just could not handle it, and yeah. No. Step back to reality. We're not tweaking today. Sometimes acceptance is what you need. We're not going crazy if we're dying at 80%. It's not worth it. What we really have to do is just keep playing. You gotta play into the game of life, chat. Dude, there's no way. This level's harder than freaking Bloodbath. I take that back. It's not. Bloodbath is definitely harder. But it's still hard, right? Definitely the hardest level I've played in this challenge so far. You can say Heartbeat's harder all you want, I don't care. Heartbeat's hard, yeah, but this level sucks. Signal! I already disliked the level. I gotta open my phone and dislike that again.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
We beat Broken Signal. We beat Broken Signal, chat. We actually just beat Broken Signal. It's hitting me now. We beat Broken Signal. Oh my god, thank god, man. Yo, I never have to play this level again now. I never have to play this level again. Looking back, I think the reason I didn't enjoy this level that much is because it definitely falls into the learny side of Extreme Demons, similar to Accu. I personally find it more satisfying to beat a level that tests all of your skills rather than just testing how much you can learn a level and retain that information. So I think I can confidently say that I'm definitely more of a skill-based level enjoyer, which is why this next Extreme Demon actually ended up being a lot more enjoyable for me. Anyways, chat, so you would consider yourself a crowd, right? And as the streamer, I can do this. Everybody type octopus in chat right now. Dude, the chat is moving so fast. Everybody's saying octopus. See, I have control over you guys, right? Control over the crowd. Huh? Crowd control. Now, crowd control is a level that I enjoyed way more than I expected. It was yet another level that was very well balanced, had consistently good decoration, and was just overall fun to play. 8%! First attempt. However, similar to Broken Signal, this level has a wave choke point in the first third of the level, this time starting around the 20% mark. This wave choke point gave me some serious trouble, which is the first reason why my best run on day 21 was only 19%. Yo, 19%! Alright, I'll settle with that for the day. The second reason is because I was going to a Childish Gambino concert later that day, so I could only stream for about an hour. The Childish Gambino concert was really cool. Highly recommend. And yeah, this is my reaction. I think it's a fair reaction. But after hundreds of attempts struggling with the 20% wave, yeah, that wave is hard, I finally broke through on day 22 and got tons of new bests. 23% new best! What? I shouldn't have died at 42, bro. That's like a free click. 44. Again, another stupid death, but I don't care. 54. Halfway through. And finally, 57%. No, 57%. I think that UFO is like the second hardest part of the level. It might even be harder than the UFO after it. Like, a lot of people say that UFO is the hardest, but I feel like that first UFO is the hardest. Those would be the only times to get through that evil wave part, though. I think I summarized it well here. Dude, this wave is garbage. Like, this is like literally Sakup in Hell difficulty. Yeah! Nah, it's not that hard, but it's really hard. Yo, I actually cannot do this wave. This is the most unfun gameplay I've ever played. It's not even like fun wave either. It's just click away. I probably could have beaten it that day if I kept going, but I was just really frustrated with the wave choke point at 20%, so I just decided to take a break. Thankfully, after streaming for just 17 minutes on day 23, I went beast mode. I passed 57% like nothing. I passed the insanely hard UFO part right after, and even made it through the weird slanted part. If I could just not choke at the ending, this might be a record fluke from 57%. But of course, it's me. Y'all know I don't do that. No! John Wick! John Wick! Oh my god, why did John Wick just kill me? Oh my god. No, that would have been such a fluke! You gotta be kidding me. The John Wick death? The John Wick death! John Wick, why? John Wick, you are now my mortal enemy! It's especially annoying because I ended up dying to 90% just a few minutes later. 90... Then 79% after that. Oh! And finally, 70%. On my life, I clicked. Y'all can rewind that and like turn up the volume and listen to the click. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even blame that on myself. I blame that on the level. There's no way that was my fault. There's actually no way. There's actually no, I swear on my life I clicked. On my life I clicked. Like I clicked early too. Like it's not like, what was that, bro? What, like a void click? Isn't that like a bug that happens or something? Somebody rewind that, bro, and tell me I'm not crazy, bro. I know I clicked there. I actually know I clicked. Don't matter though, I'm gonna beat it this attempt. Bro, I told y'all I was gonna beat it that attempt. Who cares, man? I locked in, bro. I locked in and we beat it. We beat crowd control by movie theaters. What a username, bro. Movie theaters? Who names yourself movie theaters? Big thumbs up. That was a great level. I would highly recommend y'all try this level out. This level would be a 10 out of 10 if it was not for that wave part at 20%. But overall, though, I still give this a big thumbs up. And if you're okay with the wave part being difficult, like if you're good at wave, definitely try this level. It's a very good level.
Download now.
The fun just keeps going. The new Subaru Solterra. Dog tested, dog approved.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on a new 2026 Subaru Solterra EV.
Very good level. Obviously, it's an extreme demon. Can't lie to that. Yo, I'm so happy I beat that. On day 24, I would begin an extreme demon called Misty Mountains. I went into this one with high hopes because I heard good things about the gameplay, and I just really like the decoration in it as well. It just feels so Geometry Dash. There are so many spectacular levels in Geometry Dash with decorations so advanced that hardly even feels like a GD level anymore. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I love those types of levels. But my favorite types of levels are levels that just feel like a Geometry Dash level. Levels that take advantage of the default decorations Geometry Dash has to offer, such as the 2.1 rock blocks or the 1.7 brick blocks. Levels like this just have so much charm, and I just don't know how to describe it. For example, I love levels like Dear Nostalgists, XO, Anamoya, levels that make use of the most simple blocks Geometry Dash has to offer, but use them in such a unique way that just creates a really cool atmosphere. I hope at least some of you understand what I'm saying here, but let's get back to the main topic, Misty Mountains by Weatherman. This extreme demon starts off with very slow gameplay consisting of mostly cube timings, which is absolutely my thing. Stereo Extremeness prepared me for cube timings very well. What Stereo Extremeness did not prepare me for is one of my least favorite objects in all of Geometry Dash, the 4x speed portal. Something I've learned about myself with Geometry Dash is that I just suck at fast-paced gameplay. I always get too overwhelmed and can't actually focus on getting timings right or just enjoying the decoration. Like, I'd say I strongly prefer levels with slow, tight timings than really fast levels where you just don't even know what's going on. With 4x speed gameplay, you're just zooming through levels with no idea of what's actually happening. That's why up until this point, I straight up refuse to play any levels with 4x gameplay in them. But in this case, Misty Mountains just seems like a really cool level, so gotta at least try it. And to my surprise, the 4x speed gameplay was actually pretty doable. It's organized in such a way where you don't have to be super precise with your timings. You just have to remember what's coming up next and be ready to do it. But there's one tiny thing I haven't mentioned about this level yet. The ending. After ascending over this mountain, you not only have to deal with 4x speed gameplay, but also a 23-second long asymmetrical duel. And y'all know how I feel about asymmetrical duels. So yeah, it's pretty nerve-wracking when you're playing this level because anytime you start getting far, you just remember in the back of your head that a 4x speed asymmetrical duel is the finale. But I try not to let that get to my head. I started by just grinding the heck out of this entire duel, learning all of the nuances of the orb timings and game mode switches, and I also made sure not to just practice the duel. I was scattering my practice in every part of the level to make sure I didn't go crazy playing the duel over and over again, and it paid off for sure. Amazingly, I got a best run of 86% on the first day of playing this level. It would have been awesome to beat an extreme demon in just one stream again, but this stream was going on for 3.5 hours and it was not happening today. But hey, I already got 86%, so hopefully it shouldn't take me too long to close the gap tomorrow. Nope, another 3.5 hour long stream, and this one was significantly less lucky than the last. I failed at 94% about halfway through the stream. No, why? I fumbled. I started clicking like what? Then 91%. What? Why did my spider go there? I didn't do that. I did not do that. And even 92%. I was so close to beating it today, so I knew I couldn't end the stream. I already got to the 90s 4 times today, so victory was inevitable. All I had to do was just keep grinding until I got that one lucky attempt. Why am I getting mad over dying at 6%? That's like not even worth getting mad over, like, you know what I'm saying? It's only worth getting mad over if it's 61%.
Bye.